Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to High on Homegrown, sir. Yeah, we can. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can't see you though.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, it's like some of us are. We have to hide our identities still. We're at that stage.
Why? Because you're cheating on your wife. Is that it?
Because we grow this magical herb, and we don't want anybody to find out.
Oh, right. Right. It's still illegal some places.
Yeah, I'm in the UK here. GB,
right.
he's from Ireland. And Monkey, he's in the USA in a legal state as well.
So yeah, down here it's not too cool either, Tommy.
Oh wow!
And we've got Temple Grower. He's the legal grower on the panel.
Yeah, I'm up in Canada, so it's all good. I just try to fit in with the rest of the boys. So.
Okay.
See some nice guitars behind you right there.
Yeah. That's my wall of guitars. Yeah, it's my third. It's my third collection. I've had two collections stolen.
Wow.
Oh no!
What do you mean, like a home invasion or something, or while you were on tour?
Well, one time it was they were repairing my house. They were working on my house, and then just when they finished, they left. They took the guitars with them.
My God!
Bastards!
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
No. When I lose something, I just think, oh, I can get a new one now.
I love that.
Man, it's like we're all massive fans of you. Of course, we're all stoners, so we've been following your work for a long time. All your movies, TV shows, everything. Massive fans. It's incredible to have you on.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
It's a huge honor, Mr. Chong, or should we call you Tommy? I really wanted to get permission to call you Tommy before.
Whatever you call me, anything. Call me anything you want, man.
Just don't call you late for dinner. Yeah.
No.
Well, listen. Can you tell me about this new dispensary thing that you got coming up?
It's so exciting. Cheech and I, we did a movie called Nice Dreams, and in it we had a ice cream parlor turned into a dispensary. It was like the first one, and so we've been kind of planning this for many years, since the 70s, and now it's come to fruition. It's going to happen. They're going to be Cheech and Chong dispensaries all over the world, and that's all what we're going to do. In fact, today I was planning to redo some of our old albums and our old movies. Just to promote the dispensaries, because it's
wow.
Yeah, it's not. We always used to when we recorded an album, we would go in the studio and then we would record another comedy album of the ads for the album, and so that's what we're going to do with the dispensaries. We're just going to go all out and just make it. Actually, I was going to call the whole thing Hippie Land, but I got voted down. But the whole experience is going to be like Cheech and Chong Land.
Yeah, man.
Cool. I love that.
That'd be
So
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Awesome.
So when is the first shop opening? Is it already done?
We haven't got that. We're just raising the money now.
Okay.
We just put out a call to favorite nations to all the rich billionaires that I know, and yeah, every time I'd go out to dinner with them or that, they would always say, okay, we want to invest in your marijuana thing. We want to invest. We want to invest. So I never really had anything to offer them, solid until the dispensary came up. And so as soon as I told, my rich friends, that we had the shops going, every one of them, I'm in. So we're raising a couple of million, maybe $5-10 million, and then we're going to start. We're buying dispensaries. We're not just starting them from scratch. In the beginning, we're just we're just going to pick up and then go in business with the people, because we don't want to put anybody out of business. We want to promote the business, So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Man. That's sweet.
That's the cannabis lifestyle. Yeah, we're not here to hurt anybody.
No,
perfect,
not at
man.
all. There's enough for
So
everybody.
I understand you're gonna throw your paraphernalia business and Cheech's stash business in the same thing with the dispensary. So you're gonna have, you know, Mr. Nice and Tommy Chong bongs and everything.
Oh, everything. It's all going to be there, dude.
Oh
Everything.
man.
I'm sitting here smoking on a Chong Dolph at the minute myself, Tommy.
I don't know. Did you guys ever get any Chong bongs there?
Yeah,
When-
there's
Yeah.
Chong bongs all over the
Sure,
place,
yeah.
all over the world. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
here in the
well,
UK.
Well, what we're doing, I'm starting up a line. It's so funny. There was another company called Jerome Baker, and they were like our competitors. Well, we both,
Right.
Jerome, Jason Harris, the Jerome Baker guy, we both got busted for bombs, and he only had to do a house arrest, where I went to prison. And anyway,
Wow.
we hooked up because I had once told my son, you know, I wanted to do $1 million bomb, you know, just for the millionaires, you know, with diamonds and jewels and gold.
You know, because I can bong. You know.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Jerome, Harris, you know, he got a hold of me, and so we made a deal. He's constructing now. He's constructing the $1 million bomb. It'll be $1 billion bomb when we're finished. But
$1 billion
yeah,
bomb.
yeah, it's going to be.
Jay-Z will buy it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
going to be incredible. And then we're going to tour. We're going to tour all the dispensaries, showing off our $1 billion bomb. And
Oh,
then,
Nice.
man.
yeah, we got a whole thing going, man. It's going to be so cool.
Well, I'm
That'd be
so
cool.
jealous. I'm stuck here in the UK with the rain,
Yeah.
and and it's, you know, just to be able to be there. One of when you open one of the dispensaries. Would be
Oh,
awesome.
it's going
gonna
to be,
say-
it's going to be so much fun, man. And the whole
Hopefully
thing,
they'll.
especially with this lockdown, you know, what we're going to do, we're putting a lot of effort because, you know, Cheech is like into the art world, and so am I to some degree, but we're going to have the most incredible catalog of all our products that you can order
yes.
online, or you can order and then pick it up, or then you can come in the stores and enjoy that too. And so
Nice,
we're gonna have the most updated, most hippest. It's gonna be so hip, man. It's just, you know, it's gonna be a lifestyle for so many people. Because hey, like my lifestyle, even when I went to jail, you know, I was cool because, you know, locking a stoner away with all his fans is really not punishment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, yeah, I suppose everybody's a fan of Tommy Chong.
I
It
hope
must be
so.
very rare you come across like any hate mail or any kind of negativity.
Oh, I get it, especially
Yeah,
with Trump, you know, because I'm so anti-Trump, you know.
Okay.
And so,
Yeah.
so I get all these Trumpies, especially on my Twitter feed, you know. Oh, and they're really sneaky, but I'm onto them now, you know, because they just knock, you know, they just tell lies about, like Biden, for instance, or like they did with Hillary, you know, just tell all these stupid lies, and, you know, accuse them all these. What they do, they accuse the other people of what Trump's doing. And so it's like, you know, it's hard to accuse Trump of something that someone else has already been accused of without looking like you're just being silly. And so,
Right.
so what I've been doing, I've been having fun with the Trumpies on my Twitter feed.
Just go, Tommy Chong trolls the Trump supporters.
Oh,
Lovely.
Tommy
have
trolls Trump.
so
I love it. Tommy trolls Trump.
So much fun, man. I'm having so much fun. Because what I do, I just lie about everything.
Like the president, man.
Fight fire with fire.
Yeah, and now I got a new tactic. Now all I do, I don't talk about Trump. I don't mention him. I just talk about Biden and Obama. They started getting on me, you know, they said, well, wasn't it Biden's law that put you in jail? And I said, yeah, it was, you know, the paraphernalia law. I said, but he saw the light. That was 20 years ago. I said, now Biden's, I said, and the thing is, when you get Biden, you get Obama free. You don't have to pay him. He's there free, whispering in.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he's really telling Biden what to do. And so it's so
Obama Part 3, eh?
Yeah, exactly. I'm having so much fun, man. You have no idea.
Yeah, it looks like you're having fun. That's what our viewers are not going to be able to see is the smile on your face when you're telling us all about this.
Oh,
That's fantastic, man.
oh yeah. And then
Fantastic.
and what we're going to do now, like Cheech and I, we kind of, had it with the touring because it doesn't look like we're going to be able to tour for a while anyway. But but we're going to tour for the the dispensaries, for the pot shops, and we're going to tour, and we're going to be in the press every day, hyping the thing. Well, look, like my wife, for instance, she's Shelby Chong. Look her up on the internet. She is so gorgeous, and she does the breast strip, THC breast strips that we sell, the Tommy Chong breast strips. There's no smoking. All you do is you peel it back and you put a little breast strip in your mouth, and you get a nice dose of THC. And she uses it.
Nice.
She uses it to sleep, to help her sleep. And so she goes through like 2 or 3 breast strips a night.
You just got to wake up and grab another one of these.
Yeah,
That's super convenient. It's a lot better than eating oil.
And she's so beautiful. And she's incredible. She's.
Yes.
How long have you been married, Tommy? A long time?
Oh yeah. Well, we weren't married for the long time. I've been with her. We've been together forever. Our oldest daughter's over 50. So
no way.
So we've been together forever. But she wouldn't marry me because she never wanted to be a wife. She always wanted to be a mistress.
Did you have to keep a special house for her then? I mean, a true mistress, separate address, separate apartment, the whole thing?
Oh, no, just she gets to get all my money. And
okay.
That's a normal wife, though. That's not different.
Hey, I'm the guy with the little apartment. She's got the house.
Yes, I fully understand you, Mr. Chong.
Gonna have $10 for a bag of weed?
Yeah. Well, no, I get all the weed I want. I get all the weed.
I suppose you're gonna get weed thrown at you all the time, aren't you?
All the time. And I'm a light smoker, so what I do, I tip everybody with weed. Anybody that works for me, and I get such good service when I go anywhere.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what we do here in Canada too. Awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh, Canada, man. Well, Canada, we had the best BC Bud. Oh, it was the biggest seller in LA for years.
Sure.
Because, I had friends that used to smuggle it down over the border and into LA, and they got busted. They got busted one time. They busted them, and then they said, "Okay, where's the safe house? Where's the money, and where's the weed?" And then as soon as they got the money and the weed, they let them go. No charge.
Go figure.
And then it was like, now where's the bong and where's the lighter?
Yeah. So speaking of weed, you and Cheech obviously are quite discerning customers of the herb. What kind of supply are you guys looking at for your dispensaries? Are you going to contract people out yourself, or kind of look into the existing production system now as it exists?
What we do, it's like fine wine, because we're connoisseurs, and and the people from all over the world, they bring us the best bud, and so we're privy, and then we're using the best oil you can have. I already have CBD oil on the market in Walmart all over the states. And I also have in the spray, the mixture and everything. And so our
Tommy's
product,
choice.
Our product is so pure, and it's the envy. You can't really mess up pot. I mean, it takes energy. Because by the time you mess it up, another batch, what was 3 crops a year, 3-4 crops a year are growing right now. So, and then they're experimenting, they're cloning, they're mixing the different clones together. That's why we really actually run out of strain names. When people ask me what's your favorite strain, I say marijuana.
Yeah, that's why I say weed, man. I just like weed.
Weed, marijuana, pot. Yeah, that's my favorite strain.
Moldering, yes.
So you don't have a particular favorite then, no?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, you know what? I tell people too that being straight is a high. You
I
know,
haven't tried
It
that.
is sometimes. Yeah, it is sometimes.
yeah,
Hate it.
yeah. Being straight is a different kind of high. You're sharper. You're alert. You know, you're not eating everything that you see.
Where I'm the opposite, Tommy. When I don't smoke, I'm all over the place. I cannot focus. I drop everything.
Well, you're
I
young.
just
You're still evolving. You know, you gotta get to the point where it's funny because of this virus. You know, I'd smoke up and I'd forget about it. Like my memory is shot. I swear to God. That's why I was late getting on the Zoom, because they phoned me a half hour before, and then in that time I forgot. And
it happens. It happens
Yeah, it
all the
happens to
time,
me,
Tommy.
man. All the time. I get so easily distracted, and it's so easy to just forget about something.
yeah. How many times have you walked in a room to get something and then you got to stand there and think, okay,
Yeah.
what am I looking for?
Look at stuff to try to remind yourself, and
Yeah.
Man, what a
Tommy,
life.
I was only telling the boys about a story of how I went to get a grinder disc in the local hardware. 3 times I went to the hardware to get the grinder disc. I came home with loads of fancy tools and stuff.
Oh, you come home with sandpaper, mask.
Everything but what you had.
That's why you gotta. And then if you write a note, you can't find the note.
Yeah.
Or you can't read the note.
This is my life all over, man.
Oh yeah. You know, and now they got. I just went shopping. You know, usually my family keeps me locked up because I'm at that age, you know, where I could catch this virus real easy.
Yeah.
But today I snuck out. I had to take the dogs in for grooming, and so I snuck out. I went to the market with a mask and everything, and oh man, because you know, when I shop, I buy all sorts of shit that I'll never use.
There's a few of us that our wives and husbands look after the finances because we can't be trusted.
No, we can't, for sure. So I don't know if you heard, but Facebook took down our Cheech and Chong page.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
lame.
again, it's like my guitars, man. As soon as I heard that, I said, "Oh, great! Now we can get a better new page."
Cool.
Yeah, and then
That's
we
the
got,
stoner mentality.
I've got to adopt that. I have to do that.
yeah. Now we got an excuse to really, you know, get on Facebook and have a good time with them. You know, because you know, first you know, the people that were working on it, they were all pissed off, they were mad, and I said, "Oh no, this is great, man. We can use this because now I'm on a campaign to get Mark Zuckerberg high because we fear that's what he needs. We need to do it. We need to do a intervention.
Have you got a petition up and running or something?
Yeah.
Are you just banging on his door? You're on his house, just Mark, come and smoke this.
Mark, we're outside. Come on, man. We got a bong here. Got your name on it. Oh, that's what I'll do. I'll have a bong made for Mark Zuckerberg, especially
The Zuckerbong.
You can call it the Zuckerberg, man. The Zuckerberg is perfect, Tommy. Yes, the Zuckerberg. Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. Oh man, you know, my life couldn't be any better. You know, like right now, I'm sitting looking at my swimming pool in my jungle, and you know, I'm locked down with one of the most. She was really voted one of the top 20 beauties of what was it? It was it was in 2003. I had to go to court to get sentenced to jail, and on the way there, we stopped at the Oprah Winfrey show for my wife to go on with Oprah and be honored for what happened. There was a contest at More Magazine, and it was for models over 40. Well, my wife thought she misread it. She thought it meant over 50. So she submitted a picture, and that's how, out of thousands and probably more, hundreds of thousands of entries, she was picked as
No
one of the
way.
contestants, one of the top 20. And then she was the only one that was on Oprah Winfrey. And so I'm on my way to get sentenced to jail. And so I'm sitting in the audience, and, you know, incognito. They kind of figured out, somebody found out that I was there, but Oprah is so straight, you know, that, you know, she wasn't going to make any fuss.
Say anything.
Cool, that's sweet.
So my wife goes on with Oprah, and she was so nervous and so beautiful. And she's tiny. She's only 5'6", and every other contestant was over 6 foot. They're ex-models. So here she is, was this in the Valley of the Giants, and Oprah, of course, Oprah picked her right away because she was shorter than, or the same height as Oprah, and so they had a nice little to do on stage.
Awesome.
But they didn't mention me, and it was so funny because I'm sitting there thinking, man, I'm going to go to jail tomorrow, and my wife's on Oprah.
Oh, it's the next day as well. Wow.
Yeah,
That's peaks and troughs, isn't it? Riding high one day and locked up the next day.
That's what it was. But, you know, Vanity Fair sent a limo for me to take me to jail. So I rode, you know, out to Bakersfield from LA in a limo, and we got stopped for speeding. And so the limo driver says, I got Tommy Chong here. We're taking him to jail. And the cop says, oh, okay, go ahead, sir. No problem.
We just want to get him to jail as quickly as possible because he's a risk to everybody, officer.
Yes.
We better get him off the street straight away. He's gone.
That's what it was.
That was shocking when you were sent to jail as well. And it was only over paraphernalia as well.
Yeah. No, it was.
That was crazy.
It was purely political. It was all political.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was. George Bush was in the middle of the Iraqi war, and they were saying about they're looking for weapons of mass destruction, and I think I would have got house arrest, except the press asked me about the bust, and I said, well, the only weapons of mass destruction Bush found were my bongs.
Legendary.
See what comedians do for a laugh.
Like 9 months in prison for some jokes, Tommy. That's a big price, buddy.
It's a harsh price to pay. So, Tommy, let me ask you about you, because you've been on loads of TV shows and movies and stuff. But which was your favorite role to play? Which one felt less like work and more just having a good time?
Probably that 70s show. You know, when I was on.
Oh, brilliant!
70s.
Yeah. That was like my favorite version of Tommy Chong was Leo in the 70s show.
The Photo Man.
Some of them scenes were genius, man.
Still a lot of people our age's intro to Tommy Chong was that 70s show. So, sure.
It was my favorite role because, you know, I didn't have to direct, I didn't have to write, I didn't have to do anything. I just had to show up and be stupid.
Just be Leo.
It was Leo. It was great. You know what's funny about the 70s show is that they had this sort of hierarchy thing going at the 70s show when I joined. You know, there's the stars, and then there are co-stars, and then, you know, it went down. And, you know, like the kids, you know, they all hung together, and then the parents, they hung together, and it was kind of a hierarchy. And so they looked at me kind of like an outsider, you know, like, who's this guy? Well, at the end of the show, at the rap thing, it was all different then, you know. Yeah. Then they realized, you know, this was our last show, and Kitty, she was kind of, you know, just a little bit aloof, you know, because she, you know, she's a working actress forever, and she, the Kitty, the mom, we're doing the last scene, and instead of calling me Leo, she called me Tommy. It was so cute. And she didn't even realize it. Like, we're going to miss you, man. Tommy. We're going to miss you, Tommy. And then they said, cut, it's Leo. And she, what did I say? Did I say Tommy? Oh, it was so sweet. No, that show, it ended up really. Watching those kids grow up, it was such a thrill. And for me, it was like going to acting school, you know, because I'd never taken a formal lesson in my life, you know. And so when we got on that show, I used to sit in because I had a small part. And so instead of sitting in the dressing room, I would go on the set and watch Dick Traynor, you know, the director, kind of teach acting, you know, showing the little tricks in that, man. I learned so much. It was so much fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, one of my favorite scenes from the 70s show was when you and Hyde, well, not you, but, you know, Leo and Hyde were playing a game of life.
Oh.
And Leo was explaining about how his kids had split, and Hyde was explaining how his dad was split. And then Leo sat there and he's like, and now we found each other. Will you be my father? That cracked me up, man. It's one of the best scenes ever. I love it.
Yeah. You know, I tried every once in a while. I try to add my little 2 bits in there. I ended up putting in one line with the guy from the Tim Allen show. We did one little thing, and I just added. I got to add one word, I think it was, but it was cool. It was cool. You know, I've always been the guy. I've never turned down any kind of work. You know, when I was a kid growing up, we were pretty poor, and so when people ask you to, I grew up kind of like on a farm, you know, in the country. We never had a farm. We're in between the city and the farms. And so we're, you know, the tobacco road almost. And the thing is, when you live in the country, people, you help each other. Like they'll call you, hey, you know, if a car gets stuck, you, hey, come on, help me push it out. Or listen, I got to go somewhere. Will you take care of the kids? It was never about how much am I getting paid.
Yeah.
It was always helping people. And
it's just to help someone.
Yeah, and so as I grew up, you know, I'd have a kid with a paper route. He'd say, "Can you help me collect money tonight?" You know, be like 40 below degrees outside, you know, and it would be horrible job, and I'd just help him out, and that's what I did all my life. You know, I took a job because someone needed me to do something, and so. You know, it was never about money, but I found out real early that it's not about money. You know, it's all about helping somebody. And if you can help somebody and they need help, it's your duty. You have to do it. You know, it's just the way we were raised. And so when we got to the point, like the movie, you know, like Up in Smoke, we had a chance one time because we had some disagreements with the director, who was our producer, record producer, and we had a chance right then because we did. Oh, I got sued. It just shows you how it works. I got sued for really it was bogus by the director's what do you call it, his accountant. Because he had fired the accountant too, and so the accountant was out some money, and so he sued me, and so of course my lawyer, we had to do a countersuit. But when we did the countersuit, we did the discovery, and we found out all this things going on with the movie. If I wanted to, we could have had the whole movie. Up in Smoke could have been ours. Oh, totally. But instead, their side offered us a great settlement deal. You know, just now remember they're suing me, and it ended up.
They offered you a settlement.
It ended up them giving us a huge settlement. Now I could have been greedy, and we could have made millions, but that's not the way I am. You know, I just want what's fair for me, and we did, and by doing that, it opened the doors for all the other movies and the rest of the career. You know, we never had that bitterness of fighting over stupid stuff. You know what I mean? And so,
yeah.
so that's what I learned.
Up in Smoke is like a cult classic now, isn't it?
Oh, totally.
Every stoner's seen it, and if they haven't, then they must go see it, and they will enjoy it. Of course, it's like the original stoner film, apart from Reefer Madness, which obviously doesn't count. You know?
Yeah, well, no, Up in Smoke, it changed the world of the Chicano, of the Latin guys. You know, up until then, they were just used as extras almost. You know, or bad guys. Put a headband on them and have them kill somebody. You know,
Right.
And we humanized the lowrider, and then we also humanized the rich hippie. It was a stroke of genius, and we made that movie for less than $1 million. It was like it came in about under $800,000.
Wow,
it was incredible.
I have to say, in that movie, your scene where you throw the spliff out on top of onto the nuns, that is just the all-time best for me.
With the nuns.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, there's so many good things, and that was the other thing too. You know, if that movie was just Cheech and Chong, I would have went forward with the suit. But the truth is that the director Lou, you know, he added that nun scene. That was his scene. He added Stacy Keach. You know, he got Stacy. I had another comedian in mind, but you know, Lou knew Stacy, and Stacy loved the part. And there were so many things in there, you know, like I had written all sorts of things, you know, that we had to, you know, make miniaturize. But the only thing I did that really made it my movie was that I reshot the ending. Lou had put this ending together, and it was all a dream, and I could no one wanted to go with that ending.
No.
And so I come up with the ending that we just rode off into the sunset, smoking a little bit of hash, and Cheech drops it between his legs.
Yep. Been there, done that. How many times? Yeah.
It was all
So you still see Cheech very often?
Oh yeah, we're together. We're especially with his dispensaries. You know, we're going to be back together. Yeah. I mean, we were performing. You know, we did. You know, see, I'm getting a stoner brain now. The casinos. We did all casinos around America. In fact, I've been planning a whole thing with a new Cheech and Chong revival for the dispensaries. It's going to be great.
Right. Cool. And would you plan to put them in? Open a dispensary in like the UK or in Ireland or in Europe?
Absolutely.
Soon as they push for that, Tommy, man, you gotta help us out. You gotta get over and kick the shit out of Boris and say, "Yo, they need weed over here, man."
Oh, for sure. Well, you know, we'll do it medically. You know, we go in there and do it medically, and that's what we got to do. You know, we'll get Sandra Gupta, you know, from CNN, you know, and show that people with the epilepsy, you know, how it helps them, and MS, and all those diseases. And I know that the UK has a ton of that kind of suffering too. And more than anything, it stops the alcoholism, you know, and the whole
opioid abuse.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It lessens it. And so we separate it from the dangerous substances and show it. And then we'll get athletes, you know, we'll get the athletes over there. You know, that it helps them, you know, helps them heal. Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played basketball for 7 years after he should have retired, because all he would do was smoke weed. You know, marijuana was his secret sauce. That's what kept him in there. And Mike Tyson now, you know, one of the greatest heavyweights. He has his own brand.
Sure. He's getting back in the ring soon.
I want to try and get Mike Tyson on the show as well. I'd love to get Tyson on.
Oh yeah, you got to get Mike on.
I'm trying.
Ask him one thing for me. Did Ludacris, you know, the rapper, Ludacris, did he get his name from Mike Tyson's pronouncing? Remember, Mike used to say, "Oh, that's Ludacris."
I can't ask him that, Tommy, man. He'll punch me in the face over the Zoom conversation. I can't do that.
Through the
I
screen.
feel that from here.
I've been dying to ask. Actually, we got to ask Ludacris.
He seems like such a good guy as well. You know, see, have you met Tyson before, Tommy?
I haven't met him yet.
No, that'd be a good meal.
We've come close. He was supposed to be on a show I was on, and I was supposed to be going out to his thing. But it hasn't happened yet. It'll happen. You know. But I've been hanging. I hang a lot with Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, the boxer.
Cool.
Yeah, he's very cool. And I had to convince his. When I first met Sugar Ray, you know, his wife was so anti-drug, because she had a 16-year-old kid, and so when I first met her, Bernie, she asked me, she said, "I need some advice. You know, my kid's getting into drugs. What do you think I should do?" I said, "Well, send him over to me."
It's good advice, man.
It is.
You know, the kid's gonna go out and do it anyway, so you might as well send it to an experienced professional.
Send him over to me.
I love it.
Send him over to me. I'll get him. I'll school him. And then at first she thought I was, you know, serious, and then she realized, you know, Tommy Chong wants to help you with your drug problem.
But that would be like learning from the master. That would be like going and learning from Yoda.
Yeah, I've been teaching people. You know, and then I get tired. People ask me all stupid questions. You know, they say, "Oh, you had cancer. I got cancer. What should I do?" I said, "Talk to your doctor."
Yeah, that would be a good idea. See them a medical professional.
Yeah, talk to your doctor or Google marijuana. You know.
Exactly.
That's what I tell everybody. You got a computer? You got a phone? Yeah, Google it. Then you find out.
We're still really, really backwards over in Ireland when it comes to legalization of, even when it comes to medicinal.
Yeah, that's all gonna. Well, hey, listen, you guys just figured out the nun thing, you know, over there. So it's gonna be a little, you know, catching up to do there.
It takes a while.
I watched. You know, I'm part Irish. I don't know what part. My mother, on my mother's side, her grandfather was Irish. He was a Dillon. And
very cool.
And on my mother's side, again, her grandfather on her father's side was, or her father actually was Scottish, a Gilchrist. So I'm a Gilchrist and a Dillon, and a Chong.
Cool.
You know, for years I didn't realize you were Chinese. Are you Chinese, right?
Half.
Half Chinese. I didn't realize your surname was like related to China, a Chinese name. I thought it was actually like a show name from Chongin, but the term Chongin comes from, that's a term in the UK, you know, Chongin, but it comes from Tommy Chong, and I thought you just had a stage name. I didn't know it was your actual name.
It was. I was named after my uncle. My uncle in Edmonton, Alberta. His name was Tommy Chong, and he was quite well known in the academic field. And when I was 16 years old, we moved. We lived in Calgary, and they lived in. My uncle lived in Edmonton. He stayed in Edmonton all his life. He was an academic all his life, and so when I was 16 years old, me and my buddy, we drove to Edmonton, and I knocked on his door about 6 in the morning. and he come to the door, opened the door a crack. He goes, "Yeah." I says, "Hey, Uncle Tommy, I'm Tommy. I'm your nephew." And it was a long pause. He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I just wanted to say hi." And he said, "Okay, hello." And then he closed the door. And then years later, when I started getting reviews in the paper, Tommy Chong's movie, Tommy Chong's comedy, he called me up. Now I was.
The tide has turned.
Yeah. Now he was very, very, and because he was second such an academic. He would save all the clippings, all the, you know, the
No way.
reviews,
Cool.
and we ended up
He's showing
becoming.
his friends, pretending it's him. It's like, look, it's me. It's me in the paper. Look.
No,
I made this film. I'm in disguise. Like, you can't tell it's me.
No, he was very proud. He was very proud. Like Cheech, like
Awesome.
Cheech's dad was a cop, you know,
Really? Wow.
LAPD, and
Wow.
Wow.
and that's why Cheech really hesitated to play the lowrider, because we didn't know, like we, you know, in Canada, and we didn't know Cheech was Mexican. We thought he was some kind of Arab, or, you know, some kind of schming. And so when we came down to LA, and we started working in LA, and then we didn't go over so well. And I told Cheech, I said, "You're from here, man. There must be a character you can play." And Cheech said, "Well, there's one, but you know, I hate to, I don't want to do it." I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, it's kind of detrimental to the Chicano." I said, "Well, we're comedians, man. That's our job."
It's supposed to be. Yeah.
And so he showed. So that night we did that character, and that was like, that opened the door. That opened the door. Minute Cheech says, "Hey, Red Freak, you want to ride, man?" The minute he said that, the audience just went nuts, and that was our.
It was born.
That was
That
it.
was
It was
it.
born.
Yeah.
That was cool.
So what did Cheech's dad think about the whole relation to cannabis in the show and the TV?
He actually hated Cheech right up until he became.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he hated Richard. He hated his son because he was a big guy, big cop, and Cheech was short. You know, Cheech never really attained the height that the dad thought he should have. And Cheech was the only son, so he was a kind of a mama's boy. And so his dad, for the first few years of Cheech's life, his dad treated him like a Mexican laborer, you know, had him doing patios and working bad, and really, really mean to him.
That's not cool, man.
So Cheech left and went up to Canada, where I met him, and then he became Cheech and Chong. Well, as soon as he became Cheech and Chong, then all the cops at the station, you know, they were, "Oscar, that's your son? Cheech is your son?" "Oscar, oh man." And then Cheech and Oscar became the best friends after that.
No way.
Oh,
Oscar
Oscar was serious, you know. He's like a real harness bull, you know, one of those tough guys. He passed away a little while ago, and Cheech cried like a baby, man.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He loved his dad, but at least he lived long enough to see his dad just do a 360. Actually, he came right around, and he loved Cheech after that, you know. And you know, everything worked out.
But it's,
you know,
it's part of that generation, you know.
Yeah.
Some people just will always see weed as dangerous drug because that's what they've been shown on the TV.
Yeah. The thing is, when you can buy your parents a house, you know, their attitudes change.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Very, very true.
Yeah, when you really get down to it, you guys' comedy isn't just superficial stuff either. It's really like deep stuff when you really look into it. So I mean,
absolutely. Well, neither one of us, neither Cheech or I were trained. We made it up as we went along. You know, I mean, I got into the improvisational theater because when I was with Motown, you know, a musician, you know, I was a sideman, you know, and so, you know, I wasn't a star, I wasn't singing, I was playing guitar, you kind of in the background, you know, even though it was my band, or used to be my band, until we got to Motown. And so I actually got fired for trying to get a green card, you know, but that freed me, you know. And then Barry Gordy himself called me up and said, "Hey, you're not fired." And I said, "Yeah, I think I am." You know, I told Barry, I said, "I want to be a Barry Gordy. I don't want to work for one." And he says, "I can respect that." And to this day, you know, we're still really, you know, tight, you know, Barry and everybody. But yeah, you know, but neither Cheech or I, you know, we never even contemplated being a comedian. We had to learn. You know, it's like a job, you know. There's another job to do. Okay, you got to learn how to be a comedian. Okay, let's do it. And that's what Cheech was like too. Cheech could do all these voices and all these things, you know, but he would just do it to entertain his friends, you know.
Right. That's,
And in
that's
fact,
why it's so good, because
that's how I got turned on to Cheech, because when we needed another actor, this mutual friend of Cheech and I, he said, "Hey, you got to meet this guy. He's really funny. He's
Awesome.
so entertaining." And then I met Cheech, and wow, it was a match. It was a match made in heaven.
Just instant chemistry.
Straight away.
Yeah, because we were both. Neither one of us were trained to, you know, like Cheech would say, he could sing a little bit, you know, and I could play guitar a little bit, you know, and so we were going to start a band at first, and then we said, well, we'll do a little comedy before we play music. And we never did play a note. We never played a note.
Still
but
getting
you
around
used a
to
little
it.
music in the comedy a little bit, though.
Oh yeah. I used all my music chops now. You know, I've been writing. I'm more of a poet than a musician. Although, you know, I've been, especially I went on The Masked Singer, and I had to take singing lessons, and I got a voice. I just need to train it, you know. And it takes, you know. So I've been.
It's like learning to play an instrument, you know.
Yeah,
It is an instrument.
Yeah, it is, and you got to treat it like that. You got to practice, and you got to, you know, your diction and everything. You know, my Canadian, accent, my Canadian teaching. When they teach you in Canada, it's really bad. Like they would get an English teacher to teach you French.
yeah,
because they never had a real French teacher. And so you
unless you're in Quebec.
So you learn French with this horrible accent, taught by a teacher that never uses it. And so,
Right.
So I almost had a thing against learning language. We lived in Paris for 2-3 years, and the only thing I learned was je ne parle pas français.
Good to know. It's a good one. Yeah.
That's the only thing I learned, and that's the only thing I used wherever I went. But
do you get recognized, like when you're like in Paris? Because I'm sure you get recognized on the street sometimes.
Not so much in Paris. Not so much
Yeah.
in Paris. Budapest, I got recognized. In Berlin, I got recognized. England, London, I got recognized. but not in Paris. You know Paris. You know. Paris don't like people that live a half a mile outside of Paris.
People in Paris don't like people who live in Paris.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was so funny there because like I said, we lived there, and we did a movie there, and so Cheech, you know, the movie people rented Cheech's beautiful house on Avenue Foch, and it was filled with all this exotic, beautiful art, you know, Stellas and all these expensive art. And so we would have the odd party over there at Cheech's place. Cheech loved Paris, man. Oh, he was in heaven because he loves to eat and drink, you know, and that was his favorite thing. And that's all you got to do. That's all you want to do in Paris, just eat and drink. You know?
Must be a beautiful place, man. I've never been to Paris.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
I was there but a child.
Well, I've never been there. I've never been to England. I mean, never been to Scotland or Ireland yet. And I'm waiting.
Well, Tommy, if you ever come to Ireland, I will show you the ins and out of the country.
I'm going to take you up on that because that's on my bucket list.
You'll love his dogs.
I will have 3 Great Danes now in a few weeks, Tommy. I have
you're going to have 3 Great Danes?
Yeah, I have one now at the minute, and we're getting 2 brothers. It's going to be Thor and Loki.
Oh my God!
Because I already have Odin.
Have you thought it through as far as picking up the dog poop?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got quite a big yard, so
gonna need a little bobcat for those crabs.
Compost.
Yeah, here, you know, when I moved to LA, you know, I got it. That was 30 years ago or so. When we moved up to the Palisades, a nice area, they I did a show for a kennel, you know, rescue, for a dog rescue, SPCA thing, you know,
Oh yeah.
adopt dogs. And I'm on the show, and they put a puppy in my lap that needed a home. No,
Oh
come
no!
on.
So you took it home, right?
I took it home, and halfway home,
course.
I phoned my wife on the phone. I said, I said, I got a dog. And she goes, well, that'll be temporary. And so that's what I named him. I named him Tempe.
Temporary.
And he stayed with us for 16 years.
Oh wow!
Oh, fantastic.
He was
Awesome,
so
man.
cool. Yeah,
Well, we were saying earlier, you know, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Oh, it always is.
well, you know,
Definitely.
I grew up, like I said, I grew up in Canada, you know, kind of in the country, kind of. And you had dogs there, but you never walked them. You opened the door, you let them out.
Yeah.
Let the dog out, or let the dog in. You know, and sometimes it'd be 2-3 days later, the dog would come home, and then he'd be at the door. And there was no dog food. There's no dog food. You just, whatever scraps was left, you okay, here, you can have that, you know. Or my mom would cook a little extra portion for the dog. But there's no dog food. There's no cat food. There's none of that. We never got that, you know, until we moved into the city, you know. But and so when I moved up to the Palisades, when I'm with my black Labrador Tempe, I would just let him out wander the neighborhood. And one time the neighbor, I wasn't home, but the neighbor came with a gun. He had a weapon, knocked on the door and says, "Your dog's been pissing on my flowers," you know.
So I'm gonna come to your house with a gun.
With a gun.
With a gun, yeah.
What a fucking whack job.
Yeah, and my son, luckily my son, you know, he grew up here, so he knows all the ins and outs of everything. So he was very respectful. So then I used to take him on walks, Tempe, and we lived right near a wilderness area. And one time the animal control people pulled up to me and they said, "Is this your dog?" And I said, "No."
Did they take the dog away, Tommy?
No, he couldn't get near him. You know, Tempe would run away from him. But after that, then my daughter started walking him a lot, and so then she got leash for him. And then I took lessons. I took lessons on how to train. I took lessons from an Israeli dog trainer, a lady, and she taught me all the tricks how to train a dog. Yeah, my wife, you know, she takes lessons. She takes 3 lessons a day for dancing, ballroom dancing, ballet, tango, and then she does ballroom, tango, and yoga. No, I'm recovering from a gout attack. I had a sore toe, so I couldn't. But I'm learning how to dance tango. You know, I kind of know,
very
but
cool.
I kind of know, but I got to practice on my own. But it's so good. Hey, listen, man,
I'm sure we've been a long time. It's been a massive pleasure having you.
Yeah,
Tommy, it is.
Anytime you want to come along again and chat with us, of course, you are always welcome. There's a seat open to you at any time.
Oh, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'll take you up on it, especially when we get the things going. And
Anytime.
And we got to figure out a way to start getting the medical in Ireland and in the UK.
Yeah, it's hard work, man.
Oh, it's so hard.
Keep showing people that it's not so bad, and
no, all it takes is money. See, so we just have to find the right backer, you know, in the UK, and once we get the money, then we can just start the propaganda, you know. start showing
Yeah.
how good it is, and how much taxes, how much money, that the government's losing, and how because your health system, the health here in America has been so improved since they've legalized, especially the medical, because now you don't have that expensive medicine, the useless medicine that they give you,
The prescription drugs.
Yeah, all that.
Choice now.
It's just
killing
poison.
That kills more people than anything. Just like the old age homes, if they would just fill those old age homes up with weed and hash, they wouldn't have any problem.
Sure.
They'd have a lot more visitors.
Very happy residents.
Absolutely.
Grandkids would stay longer.
I'm gonna go visit Grandpa. I'll see you
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I'll be back next week.
Oh.
And Grandpa would say, "Hey, bring me those croissants, man."
So you're not allowed
Include
to
my
put-
bong while you're here, son.
Listen, I'm
guys.
sure you got loads to do, man.
Yep.
We really appreciate you, Tommy. Legend. How much of a legend is Tommy Chong, man?
He
Perfect,
is
perfect.
unreal.
Thanks for everything. Not just doing
Yeah.
the podcast, but everything you've done. The
Yeah, man.
activism, the bringing cannabis into a better light for the last 50 years.
Yeah.
You're a legend, man.
Well, let's
We really
Absolutely,
appreciate it, Tommy.
Very much, sir.
Massive pleasure.
let's stay in touch. Let's do something. Okay.
Absolutely.
Ciao, ciao.
Nice.
Perfect plan. Perfect
Right.
plan.
Have a great day, Tommy.
Okay. Bye
See you,
bye.
Tommy.
Take care, mate.
See you, Tommy. Bye bye.